Weird News Weekly with Ben and Reid.
Reid, you found another food shortage. This is like one of your favourite stories of the year so far. You're just finding these things everywhere. What are they having a shortage of this time around?
Well, this one is a food that I reckon you have tried, and I reckon I have tried at least once in our lives.
I think
that's it.
I think I actually tried this when it was on special compared to Vegemite that week at the supermarket, and we were just like, no. After trying that one, we definitely want to go back to Vegemite again.
You learned your lesson big time. The old scale of Marmite.
Yeah.
No, well, Marmite is a product which is the less superior product to Vegemite, and this isn't in Australia. This is over in the UK. There's a massive shortage of this at the moment. So short, they've pulled it off the shelves.
Oh, wow.
It's off the shelves. It's off the shelves. Now, it's not because the product is so popular. It's because of a recent thing in Britain which just happened a few months ago. Do you remember what happened in Britain a few months ago, Ben?
The whole Brexit deal that was going on.
That's right. And if you want to go back to one of our earlier podcasts, you'll remember the time that I had the news of the new Prime Minister in Britain, and Ben didn't know what her name was. He knew who Taylor Swift was dating at the time, but he wasn't aware of the fact there was a new Prime Minister in the UK.
Yeah.
That's right, Ben. I
still can't remember her name. What is her name?
Theresa May.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know what she stands for or anything like that. I just know her name. Anyway, the reason why there's a massive shortage of it is because the supermarket chain Tesco, which is, I guess we could say it's like their version of Woolies or Coles or random supermarket name. Well, the maker of Vegemite, I think it's pronounced Unilever or Unilever. Anyway, it's like Unilever in the one word.
Right.
It's very bizarre. Right. What they've done is they've requested or sort of forced their way to say, hey, put the price of our product up 10%. Well, Tesco has said, nah.
Okay.
No, not having it. Not having it. How dare you? No, you can't force us to do anything. We're not having any of that.
Right.
So they've actually taken it off their shelves because they didn't want to put the price of the, Marmite up by 10% because, they said, hey, we want to do it. So, no, they're not doing it. So they've sort of called their bluff and they've just removed it off their shelves.
Wait, so is there an actual shortage of Marmite at the moment, or is it just that they don't want to put the prices up so everyone's going, no, we're not stocking it?
They just don't want to put the price up.
So
they don't want people to, pay more.
There's nothing as far as ingredients are having a shortage, so we can't make the Marmite because we don't have these ingredients to go into it. It's just all about money.
It's all about money. I must admit, I do like my food shortage stories, but I sort of had to stretch the truth a little bit to sort of say food shortage. But there's enough of a food shortage at the moment. Now, the main reason why they've done it is because I'm not up to date with my whole finance news. I'm no Ross Greenwood from Channel 9 who's up to date with all the figures and all that sort of stuff. But the reason why is because it says here the pound plummeted against the dollar to its lowest level in 31 years.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So it's dirt cheap for, people overseas buying stuff. But if you're actually over there, the dollar is so cheap, they're virtually not making any money. So they have to put everything up just to make $1.
I reckon we should just start sending them Vegemite as an export product. Because it's the superior product anyway, so we'll make a killing off that whole thing.
Do like that Pepsi Max taste they did back in the day. This one's Pepsi Max, this one isn't. Yep. Let's do the blind test and see if you know which is which. They won't have a clue. They would taste Vegemite and think, what? Why have I not had this before?
It's kind of like, apparently soft drinks in Thailand are different tasting to soft drinks here in Australia and everywhere else in the Western world. So over in the US and here in Australia and in New Zealand and places like that, you get things like Sprite and Coca-Cola and stuff like that, but apparently they taste completely different over in Thailand because they make them from their resources over there rather than, getting them imported into the country. So apparently they're really nice and not sickly sweet like they are over here in Australia and the US and that for example.
Very nice, very intriguing. I have been told from people that Dr. Pepper is magnificent over in America, but for some reason the imported version to Australia tastes nothing like the American version.
Well, I can actually vouch for that because I am a big Dr. Pepper fan. And usually, like, I will get cans of Dr. Pepper that have been imported from the US. They get sent to a confectionery store near where my old house was, and we used to get some from there every now and then. And it was never quite as good as what I experienced Dr. Pepper to be when I was over in the US. But even worse, on top of that, I recently bought myself a 1 litre plastic bottle of Dr. Pepper. They just had them at the reject shop for like $1.50. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll get myself a bottle of Dr. Pepper. I'll drink that this afternoon while I'm watching the basketball. And it was almost tasteless compared to what normal Dr. Pepper is. And it seemed really strange.
It's a bizarre tasting product anyway, but to have a product that isn't the actual Dr. Pepper product is just a sham.
It's kind of along the lines of like taste-wise, I would almost liken it to the dark red Starburst chews, a carbonated version of them.
Wow. Right. I like that analogy.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I can really... Because they both taste like medicine.
I like it. But the great thing is about this, back to the Marmite story, this is so big, mate. It was on the front page of the Metro newspaper.
Oh, wow.
We're not talking about a little article way back in the pages. No, front page news. So maybe they really do like their Marmite over there.
Now, anyway, as far as the Metro newspaper is concerned, though, is that one of their actual, like, legit newspapers? Like, is that a worthy news source, or is that one of those ones that's just like, oh, spreading rumours about such and such who was seen in the airport with his arm around someone?
It's probably the spreading rumours one. I mean, I don't know much of the newspaper over there in Britain, but everyone seems to be about rumour and innuendo over there anyway.
Well, because there was one newspaper that they had over in the UK there. Like, they've actually banned this now, but there was one newspaper where they had page 3 girls, and it was just like topless women in the newspaper every day.
Yeah, that was the thing we never really had, I don't think, in Australia. But I think the newspaper was called News of the World, or that might have been one of them. And yeah, they used to do that all the time. But anyway, it's a weird time we live. The front page of... They didn't really go for like a classy name for the newspaper heading. It just read Marmite Walls. Because they're in the walls with Marmite.
Okay.
And even Twitter users aren't too happy with the lack of Marmite. There's a massive Twitter hashtag at the moment called Marmite Gate. So there's obviously a bit of aggro from a lot of people who have it. But this is where the story takes a bizarre twist, all right? We've had a few twists in this story already. Mm-hmm. Get this right. The Tesco CEO, so that's the supermarket CEO, Dave Lewis, spent most of his career at Unilever, the manufacturer of the product Marmite.
Okay.
So up until 2014, he worked for the Marmite maker. And he's now working for the supermarket.
Oh,
so I
weird.
reckon there's a bit of tension there from Dave Lewis. I reckon he must know something that he doesn't want to stock it anymore. Or maybe he's getting back at his old colleagues and saying, I have all the control now, Master.
Maybe he's signed contracts with Vegemite. He's got some deal going with Kraft.
Ooh, I like a conspiracy theory.
It's like, yes, it's the superior product, damn it.
That's what Australians think anyway.
Yeah.
Because, mate, no one's buying Marmite in Australia. No one is. And who is anyway?
It's one of those things where you've got, like, Vegemite and you've got Marmite, and then at the very bottom end of the scale, you've got Bovril. And Bovril, I reckon, is a very close-tasting thing to Marmite, and no one should ever eat those things. I would even buy a jar of Dick Smith's one over his Vegemite variation over, what's it called, Aussiemite or something like that. I'd even buy Aussiemite over buying Marmite.
I think you're right there. I just can't see how this is going to be like this over in Australia. There's going to be no Marmite shortage in Australia, but apparently they're mad for it, so good on you, UK, but Vegemite is the superior product.
I guess there'll definitely be no Vegemite shortage here in Australia anytime soon as well, because the Vegemite's made from the leftover waste from the bottom of the beer vats, and we love our beer over here, so that's never going to stop production.
Side note, did you see that story during the week here in Geelong? We have our own beer by a local beer maker. They've run out.
Oh, really?
There's none of this beer. I think the name is Furphy, which is a really bizarre name. And they've run out. There's no Furphy in Geelong. And this is apparently a beer that Geelong beer drinkers, which I'm not, love. and apparently we've run out of it. So we love our beer so much, we drink it all, and we don't leave any to have for leftover.
Actually, it's funny that you brought that up, because I was driving around Ballarat with one of my friends the other day, and the ad for that beer actually came up on the radio, and it was like, Furphy, proudly made in Geelong. And I was just like, oh, finally, they're making something in Geelong. And he's like, yeah, but it tastes like crap. And this guy is a bit of a beer connoisseur as well, so he knows what he's talking about when it comes to his beers, and he was just like, yeah, it's crap. And I'm like, oh, great. Geelong, famous for a crap beer. Yes.
Sorry, Furphy.
Anyway, if you'd like to read more details on this story, we'll post them for you right now at the Twitter and Tumblr accounts, at Weird News Weekly on Twitter, weirdnewsweekly.tumblr.com. Leave us a voicemail right there as well, and give us your opinions on the story.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to rate and review the show on iTunes, and follow on Twitter and Tumblr for more details on the covered stories. Just search Weird News Weekly. You can also be part of the show and give us your opinions on a story by sending a voicemail via the SpeakPipe app, or just click the voicemail link on the Tumblr page. Spoken by Sarah D and sped up like this because we like the way it sounds on the government ads.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up. This is the Wrap It Up song.
Is there a Wrap It Up song, or is that just a song you're making up on the spot?
This is a song I was making up on the spot.